Hello everyone, welcome to Teach Me Sat. My name is Basim Khalid and we are doing fractions and decimals part 2. In this lesson we will learn how to solve real SAT problems on fractions and decimals. Alright, the first problem says a French class has 12 boys and 18 girls. Now before you continue reading this question, there is something here you can do, which is, you know that the total would be 12 plus 18. This is what I call extracting the important information while you are reading. We did not finish reading yet. We can extract the important information, all right? So here the first given is that we have 12 boys and 18 girls. So your guess would be the total is 30. Now continue reading. Boys are what fraction of the class? This is easy. So we want boys are what fraction of the class. So in this case, we have to divide always by the total, right? Whether the question says boys are what fraction or girls are what fraction. It's the same. We divide by the total, and up here you write the number of boys. So the answer would be boys over the total. So the fraction would be boys, we have 12 boys over the total 30. That's why I've calculated the total from the beginning. You can see that. Now if you check your answers here, the 5 choices that you have, you will not find this answer, 12 over 30. I explained that in the previous video, in fractions and decimals part 1, I have explained that any fraction that we have here, any answer should be simplified to the simplest form, right? So this one is clearly can be simplified further. And to do that, we divide the numerator and denominator by the same factor, the greatest common factor. So I will divide 12 by 6, and I will divide 30 by 6 also. No, to this. Yeah. All right. Again, we have 12 boys. So 12 over 6, that would be 2, and 30 over 6, that would be 5. Do we have this answer? Yes, definitely yes. We have it. It's the first one. So the answer is A. If you're not sure how to simplify fractions or how to apply arithmetic operations with fractions, then I would advise you to go back and watch part 1, fractions and decimals, part 1, the previous video. Now the second problem, we have 1/4 is the average arithmetic mean in brackets. The average and arithmetic mean are exactly the same thing, okay? It's just a different way of asking, all right? So they are exactly the same. So the question says 1/4 is the average of 1/5 and what number? So in this question they say 1/4 is usually equal. This means equal. So how to do this one? This way, we have to write the expression. They say 1/4 is the average, so it is equal to the average. For those who are not familiar with the average of, let's say, A and B, right? Any two numbers or more would be A plus B over 2. So you add them and you divide by 2. In the coming videos, I will explain averages and arithmetic means in more details. So for now, you just need to know that the average is simply adding the two numbers and divide by 2, right? So back to the question, it says 1/4 is the average of 1/5. So it's the average of 1/5. And what number? So we say let x be the number, right? So the average of 1/5 plus x. and what number? It means plus x. And don't forget to divide by 2 because we are calculating the mean, the average, which is the arithmetic. All right, now here it's clear that you have the expression. Now that you have it, you have to do what? You have to simplify a little bit. Right? Now, in this problem, I would recommend that you cross multiply like this. Right? So we have 1 over 5 plus x would equal 1 over 4 multiplied by 2. So we cross multiply both sides, and then we work out this 1 over 4 times 2. So we have 1 over 4 times 2, as we said before, you divide by 1, you multiply the numerators, you multiply the denominators, that would be 2 over 4. So we have 1 over 5 plus x equal 1 over 2. I'm solving in details. I'm showing every single step, all right, for everyone. So here's 1 over 5 plus x. Let's move the 1 over 5 to the other side. Let's move it. So x will be half minus 1 over 5. Again, in the previous lesson, we have learned how to subtract two fractions with different denominators. The way to do this is very simple. Let me remind you here quickly. You just write the fractions and you multiply up and down by the other denominator. So here I will multiply by 5. This 5, I'll take it and multiply up and down. Let's just try one first. So I'll multiply up and down by 5, and I'll multiply here by 2, also up and down. Why do we do this? We do this because we want the same denominator. It's clearly now that we have 10 and 10 here. This is called a common denominator, right? And here we have 5 and 2. There is minus here. This is minus. So now that you have the same denominator, just subtract the numerators, okay? And the answer would be 3 over 10. Now, do we have this answer? Yes, right there, B. So the answer is B. So it was easy. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one is about decimals. It's on decimals here. You can see that. All right, it says if a equals 0.99, which of the following are less than a? Now, if your calculator is allowed to be used here, if this question allows using calculator, then it would be easy. Just work it out, radical 0.99, and then you square 0.99, and then you write the reciprocal of a, which is 1 over 0.99, and you compare the values, and you can guess easily which one of them is true and which one is false. But what if calculator is not allowed in a question like this? In this case, you have to be familiar with some concepts. So I'm going to do it the harder way, okay, not using calculator, but still, as I said, if calculator is allowed, you can do it with a calculator. So I'm going to say, since a is less than 1, you can see that a is a decimal number less than 1. Directly, you have to know that radical a, in this case, if you square it, it will be directly greater than a. If you take the radical of a, it will be greater than a. If you square a, it will be less than a. And if you flip it, if you flip a, it will be greater than 1. Alright? So, in this case, you have to do what? Greater than 1, which means 1 over a will be greater than a. Alright? Definitely. So, in this case, let's check each one of them. We have radical a, we have a squared, and we have 1 over a. Alright? Here we say radical a, or square root a, greater than a. And in the question, they want which one of them is less than a. Now, radical a, is it less than a? According to this, no, it's not. So it's not. Alright. Is a squared less than a? Yes, it's clear here. It is. So this one is true. Okay, now 1 over a, is it less than a? No, it's not. It's greater than a. So this one also is not correct. So the final answer would be here, the second one only. This is the correct one. So here they say, yep, C. Only double I is correct. All right, the second problem is one day at Central High School, 1/12 of the students were absent, and 1/5 of those present went on a field trip. As I said before, better extract the information while you are reading the question. All right, there is no problem in reading the whole question at one time and then read it again slowly and try to extract the information step by step. All right. Now, in the question they say, if the number of the students staying in the school was 704, how many students are enrolled at Central High? They want the total number of students. So in this case, we say let X, or let the total number of students equal X, right? And let's work it out this way using the tree diagram. It's easy this way. Now let's read it from the beginning. It says one day at Central High School, 1/12 of the students were absent. So 1/12 of this value. So 1/12 of X. All right. The word of here, the preposition of, it means multiply. Right? You multiply. So if I have 1/12 of the students were absent, it means 11 of them, 11/12, were present, right? So this is absent, and this is present, correct? All right, let's continue. And they say, and 1/5 of those present, this here, this number, went on a field trip. So again, we're going to divide this. They say 1/5 of the present students, this amount here, 11/12, they went on a trip. Just fix the parentheses here. Yep. They went on a trip, all right? And they say if the number of students staying in school was, okay, now 1/5 went to a trip, it means 4/5 of the students stayed in the school, right? You can note something here. If you did not get how I got this 11/12, you see down here I have 12, right? So if I write here 1, it means the other one must be 11, because if you add them, you must get 12. The same for this one. Here we say 1/5. So directly the other one would be 4/5. Okay? Because when you add 4 and 1, you must get 5. Alright? You must get the number that you have in the denominator, because if you divide them at the end, it must be 1. Alright. They say those who stayed equals 704. Alright? If you do this correctly, the rest is easy. Just gonna simplify this expression here, and that's it. Alright? So let's find X, 4/5 multiplied by 11/12. X equals 704. Right? Let's simplify it further. This 1/4 is 3, over 4 is 1. Right? So I have here 11/5. Alright? So not 5, because 5 times 3 is 15. 11/15. Excuse me. Alright, X equals 704. So in this case, X will be 704. Now here, you can simply multiply both sides by the reciprocal, by 15/11, and here by 15/11, because you want to cancel out these two, okay? So this is times 15/11. Use your calculator, it's not a problem. A question like this one, and the answer will be 960. Usually a question like this is is a great question. Great question when you have the small boxes and you write your answer. This is not a multiple choice, although it can be. Okay? It can also be changed to a multiple choice problem. All right? In both ways, you have to solve it this way. All right? Now, let's move on to the next problem. That will be our last one. It's an easy one, this one. It says, if 7a equals 3 and 3b equals 7, what is the value of a over b? So we want to divide a over b. You can see that. So simply, you can say this is 1, this is 2. You give it a number, the equations, and you divide, just divide 1 by 2. All right? So if you do this, you divide the left sides, the left-hand side. So you do 7a over 3b, and then you divide the right-hand side, right? 3 over 7. Right? Big 7. All right. Now you try to simplify it a little bit because we want a over b. We don't want this 7 over 3. So again, what you do is you multiply both sides by the reciprocal so that you can cancel out 7 and 3. Here, this way. Continue simplifying. A over b will equal 3 times 3 is 9, and 7 times 7 is 49. And that would be the final answer. I hope it was easy for you. I would like to tell you that all the problems we were working out in this tutorial are from the Baron's SAT preparation, Leader in Test Preparation book. It's a good reference and I recommend it for everyone. I want to thank you for viewing our tutorial. Hope that was informative. My name is Bassem Khalid and you are watching Teach Me SAT. Thank you.